Today is August 6th, 2019, and I'm here with the 5 things I'm grateful for today. And they're actually pretty simple. And the first one I'm starting with is bugs. I don't know if you can see this bug on my hand. Oh goodness, how do I show you? There it is. It's tiny. I wish you could see it and this would focus. I don't know how this is going to help or what I'm doing, honestly. Okay, there, maybe. I'm really struggling here. There it is. Oh, okay, literally, it just flew away. I just spent a minute on that bug. Anyway, I'm super thankful for bugs because they remind me of like how small things are. Like, I just love creation. Like, how is that a creation? How does something that little exist? Like, how does it have a mind? How does it walk? Like, what is it? Where does it, you know, like, it just brings up so many questions. And that's why I love bugs. That's why I love insects, because they're tiny. Like, which brings me to the second thing that I'm grateful for today is books. I'm reading this book here. I literally just started it, and honestly, my healer that I've been following since my like awakening began, like, has recommended this book this entire time. Like, that's been a couple years now. And I'm finally getting around to reading it. I think because honestly, it's like I have to get to a place within myself before I can like understand something. So anyway, the book I'm reading is called Attached, and it just talks about like the 3 attachment styles when it comes to love. So like anxious, avoidant, and secure. It says anxious people are often preoccupied with their relationship and tend to worry about their partner's ability to love them back. Avoidant people equate intimacy with a loss of independence and constantly try to minimize closeness. And secure people feel comfortable with intimacy and are usually warm and loving. So, yeah, anyway, I'm just reading a lot about, I just like to read books that are like informative and that teach me more about myself. And, which brings me to the third thing that I'm grateful for today, which is just like podcasts, which I love. I haven't listened to one today, but I am thankful for them because they give me something like, I tend to be like anxious, and so I tend to worry, and like I've been learning how to fill that time that I would use worrying to create instead, or try to like educate myself in any way, like by reading a book or by listening to a podcast. I really like the podcast Rise by Rachel Hollis. I feel like that one's very informative and helpful. I love Oprah Super Soul Sunday. Let's see what else I have on here. The Minimalist podcast, I really like that. I found this one that's kind of random. It's not educational, but it's called Sleepy, and it's this like this gentle speaking man who reads old books to you as you fall asleep. It's the sweetest thing. I really like that one too. So I'm just trying to find, those are always helpful. Yeah, that's about it. The Minimalist, Rise, Super Soul, Elevation. Sometimes I've listened to that one a couple times that I'm like guided to. That always, like, that's the thing, is I love when my guides, like, that's the fourth thing that I'm grateful for, is like synchronicities and messages from spirit. Like, I receive so many synchronicities all the time. Here's a bug. Here's another weird looking one. I mean, it's just fascinating. Yeah, just like signs, messages, and that you receive them through books, that you receive them through, like, I see them on Instagram all the time. I hear them on the radio, like, even like, I just have to tell this little quick story about, I asked the universe for a message, and I asked for a wishbone, because I heard wishbone. I don't know, like, this might resonate for some, but like the show Wishbone, it was about a little dog. Anyway, yeah, I was like, I asked for the sign, and I was actually watching a movie with my nephew, and there was a wishbone on there. So, and that was the same day that I asked for the sign. And then the following day, I was making a salad, and the dressing was wishbone. And I was like, no way. So anyway, it's just nice to receive like synchronicities and to like to bring me like reassurance and to like keep me going, keep me feeling supported, and like, because sometimes it feels like especially as you become like a co-creator, like you have to leave like the outcome like unknown. Like you can't, like, because it could go and do so many different things and go so many different ways by different choices we make, and like, so the outcome always has to be like, it has to stay a mystery. But like our egoic minds want to kind of like it wants to know a timeline. It wants to like, it really freaks out over time. And so when we're not like, we don't just sit with ourselves, which is what I'm doing. I'm connecting to earth, just resting, like like trying to keep myself centered so that like my mind doesn't want to obsess over something that like I can't control. And so that's why it's important to like just do things that you love. And that's why I was like mentioning podcasts, or like to just chill and like do something. Like I really like to what brings me to my next thing. I don't know if this is my 5th one, but it's writing. No, it's not writing. It's drawing. Drawing and painting. I love painting like earth, like especially trees, because the one thing that I can always draw is trees, because they don't have to be perfect, and I don't beat myself up, because I'm like, every tree is different, and like every tree has different little like things. I love the trees. They're behind me here, and like I just communicate with them, and they're beautiful to me. So yeah, I love to draw nature. I also just like to paint like insects, or like bugs, or like butterflies and like winged creatures. I don't know, for me, drawing and painting is just super relaxing. Like it just puts me into like a little, and I could pass hours just drawing and painting. I just like, or I like to draw things that are in front of me, like my room, or any just random things. So that's one thing that really helps me. And I don't know if that was my 4th or my 5th, but my 5th thing, if that wasn't, was another thing that I'm grateful for is poetry. Just like random little poetry that I hear, that I like to write down. It just helps me like, I don't know, I just really like using my words, and I just hear such beautiful things, and I love that because, and I love words because I hear words through like, and I hear and see words through my clairaudience and clairvoyance. And so sometimes I'll like hear words from my guides, and I'm like, I literally will have to Google them, because I'm like, I don't know what that means. And so it's awesome. So I've been able to educate myself just by like sitting in the silence. So like, if that's not another thing, I don't know how many I'm at now, but I'm grateful for the silence today. I usually watch my nephew today, and so my dad is going to be watching him, and so I do get some silence. It's just like, oh, it's something that I value. Like silence is something that I value. So anyway, yes, those are the 5 things, maybe more, that I'm grateful for today. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and just do something that's like small. That it's like a devotion to the small. That's what my guides are telling me. Just like focus on the here and now. Like, what can you do right now to make yourself feel good, to relax, to stay focused on the present, and like not be like daunted by like not knowing what's gonna happen in the future, and like not trying to predict it, or try to like come up with so many scenarios in your head that you drive yourself crazy. Or like, and then when you're worried all the time, you're tired all the time, like you're exhausted because your mind is overworked trying to figure out something that it can't figure out. Just so it like feels better. But it's like bringing yourself back and focusing on your heart center, really just resting into the present moment. So anyway, that's what I'll be doing today. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, whenever you are.